What are the common challenges in roofing project management?
Man, we are always trying to find more and more ways to simplify things, streamline things, keep things, out in front of the clients that we serve. I mean, just this week we made a change that went live today where, change orders are actually being written by the site supervisors, getting them signed off on by the homeowners and just getting ready to go for final invoicing and things. But getting like a real-time change order count, being able to get that stuff sent immediately just is gonna like what our hope is that it really ramps up like our turnaround time and actually getting paid on a completed project. Ultimate goal with that is like we'd like to be paid on a finished project within 48 hours of completion. So that's what we're shifting to, and that's why we made that move.
Do you have
Right.
separate site supervisors, sales does sales, and then you have separate project managers, or do the sales guys project manage as well with your
No, I keep the sales guys involved in sales activities. Really, I mean, I just want them out there shaking hands and kissing babies.
I say the same thing.
That's it.
That's funny. I say that at least once or twice a week. I'm with you there. Do you ever have any friction between sales and project managers? I'm not the host of the show. Sorry, Allie, but I'm
No,
asking.
I love that. I like what you're doing. Keep it up.
I have more friction between the project managers and the sales. Reason being is, one of their duties as site supervisors is like the day after the job wraps up, or even like later on that day as the job wraps up, depending on the size of the actual project. One of their jobs is to do a final nail sweep, pick up any kind of remaining materials that are left over, and take them back to where we store them. We have one guy that likes to take all the extras and keep them for himself. And like it kind of counteracts like the site supervisor's ability to actually. So, one thing that I do is I pay them bonuses on returns on the 15th of the month. So they get 10% of the return totals midway through the month. So it kind of gives them a reason to kind of go and make sure that they're actually doing their job and getting unopened materials back to the suppliers, getting those return credits and things because it benefits their pocketbooks, right?
Yep.
But whenever we have sales reps pick up the stuff before they get there, it ticks them off. We'll say that.
Yeah, the tension has been around forever between those two departments. But to try to go back to answering your original question, it sort of starts at the beginning with the sales. And when they sell the job, they need to write a clean scope of work. They need to have good photos. They need to have a clean contract. We have processes in place, SOPs on filtering all of that. Like, and it doesn't just go through one phase, it goes through two phases of double checking before that thing gets handed off so that my project manager isn't flying blind when he gets handed this job to make his life just a little easier so that we can source whatever we inventory at the office and then get stuff ordered. And then he can focus on his role of kissing babies and shaking hands that day because he's customer facing more than the sales guy sometimes. And you want him to be in a good mood and you want him to have, enjoy his job too and not be trying to figure out whatever the sales guy screwed up on. The last thing I've noticed we've cut way down on random text. Hey, what about this? This thing I don't understand. Is this, something as simple as what are we doing with the satellite dish? Because somebody forgot to put a note and then the next person forgot to check the note on that. Just you'd be surprised, Allie. Little things like that. And then you got to go through three people to get back to the homeowner when the sales guy forgot to put it in the notes to begin with. Those
Right.
little things pile on to the project manager.
I'm
It's
sure.
and they make and that it, so we try to limit those mistakes and have a clearer job scope. And it's gotten better. And ProLine's been helpful with that. Hey, this is a ProLine thing, so I'm gonna always plug it, but it's legitimately helped with I have a checklist that so I can tell you this might be of interest to somebody who's uses the software. But when a job hits that approved stage, I have a checklist that pops up that gets assigned to the sales guy where they have to go through all your paperwork, double check all the photos, the NOC, is it in the files, the permitting stuff, a picture of the driver's license, all of that stuff. That the in office project coordinator who does the ordering and the permitting and the field project manager have everything they need to just, you know, get this thing going. Then once all that's and the project gets locked, that little red lock feature you have, they have to finish all those checklist tasks before it can get handed off. And that's all to help the production process. But you can't let it sit there. It's got that little ticker with the amount of days. You don't want that thing sitting there forever. Once it gets over to actually ready for production, then I have another automation engaged that if we say we're a little backed up and it's going to sit there a few days longer than I'd like it to, I have just little touch point messages that send out either from the sales guy. It's rotated between the sales guy and the production person in the office. Some of them are funny, just like, hey, waiting for permits is kind of like going to the DMV, whatever, just funny things.
I like it.
But it's so the homeowner doesn't feel forgotten. And those little things help later on down the line through production, in my
Oh,
opinion.
I'm sure.
And I guess what's the basis on all this? Communication.
The very
Communication is the foundation to a smooth production process,
foundation.
in my opinion. So
No, I like it. I even like the clever messaging there that kind of makes it funny and brings some levity. So I
yeah,
thought about
yeah, just a little bit. I don't go crazy, but yeah, it's fun. When I added that, I didn't do that right away. And sometimes those jobs would sit. I was like, oh my gosh, this is sitting here, it could be a week. And I don't like that. I'm like, within a few days, I want there to be a touch point, just
that.
something.